Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Saturday Challenge, and today we have Blink. This is a National Geographic documentary. It is from 2024, so it's fairly recent. It's an hour and 24 minutes long, and this tells a surprising story. I was not prepared for what this was about. It tells the story of a family, the Pelletier family, French Canadian, and it's mom, dad, and four kids. The oldest is Mia, she's 11, and then there's three boys, like 9, 6, and 4. But by the time we get into the bulk of this, they've aged just about a year or so. And we follow them as they travel around the world. Why is there a documentary about a family just simply taking trips to Asia and Africa, and parts of Europe and South America? Why? And they avoided America, apparently, but the United States, I should say. But why? Well, when you're raising four kids and you know that the mom puts it pretty well. Her name's Edith. She she's like, yeah, you have 1, 2 kids. Yeah, you got to work. You can work it out. It's can be chaotic, especially when you're a new parent, and then but things are fairly under control to a certain degree. Then you get 3, and by that time you're just sort of okay, this is chaos, this is the way of life. 4, and yeah, you take it as it goes. But when there's suddenly your children are diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder called retinitis pigmentosa, it means that your children are slowly going blind all at once, but over time, but at the same time. I don't know if some were losing their eyesight a little sooner, faster than the others. I don't know if age figured into it. They don't focus on the details. They're also not focusing on, oh, let's build up sympathy for all of this, for their condition. What they've done instead is they took action. What was important to mom and dad was the fact that their kids create memories that are saved in their minds. When they lose their sight, they'll still know what a giraffe looks like because they've seen one up close. Not necessarily in a zoo, and not in a textbook or a website that has pictures of giraffes on it. They're going to see a giraffe in real life. And it's not going to be a static, stoic environment. It's going to be the real world. And they're going to create memories that no lack of vision is going to take away from them. At least that's the hope. This is all new ground for the parents. It's mostly focused. Mom Edith is kind of the center voice for this. Dad isn't there obviously as well, but mom Edith, she kind of becomes the through point that talks to the camera the most. And they are followed around by a camera crew as they go to certain areas, but there are moments that they can't follow, and that the family has to handle the camera themselves. 2 parents and 4 children between the ages of 4 and 11, at this point probably 5 to 12 by the time their adventure concludes. It's breathtaking, it's chaotic, it's sweet, it's sad. Again, they're not looking for pity, but man, you realize that not even part of the way through this, the kids are very quickly pretty much blind at night. They can't see anything when it gets dark. They can no longer see stars in the sky. And before they even tell you this, and yes, I realize I'm ruining the premise, but it's also summed up in the thing right here. They take them to see the aurora borealis. They look up in the sky, and the kids are seeing nothing. At this point, they still haven't told you what is wrong, what is so special, what is interesting about this story. Why is it a big deal that they or showing the kids the aurora borealis and they can't see it right there in front of them in all of its glory, and you see it on camera there as well. And then they get into the story, they get into the reason, then they get into the trips, and they have the kids make a list of all the things they would like to see and do, because it's not like a disability that would prevent them from doing everything. It's not like they're going to just be stuck at home for the rest of their lives because they are blind. Because blind people can do endless amounts of things. They may not be able to do every single thing in the same way as sighted folks, but the change in their circumstance need not debilitate them or prevent them from living a life. Obviously, those of you who know blind people who are maybe blind yourself know this. And, so this is their story. This is their adventure. There's moments when the littlest one says some of the most profound things. Laurent is somebody to watch. Each of the kids have something special about them. There's fantastic, but they are still very much kids. They're not actors playing a part. The littlest one, well, Mia, the oldest, she's the only girl in the family other than mom. She's kind of processing things on her own, a much more mature level, and she's still, there's not a point where they're like, oh, I'm so sad for myself. I'm so, why is this happening? There's none of that wallowing. And even if it did happen, it's not put on camera. But there are some profound moments when the littlest one, who has just this imagination and says some of the strangestly profound things for a 4 or 5-year-old. At one point, he doesn't really understand. He knows that he's going blind. Mom has said that. But he doesn't know what that is. And that is a humongously heartbreaking moment. Not just for mom, but when you're hearing mom explain that moment to us, the viewer. Here's a 4 or 5-year-old who doesn't understand what being blind is. And mom having to explain it to him. It's heartbreaking to see. I don't even think they properly show him trying to comprehend it. It's just the fact that the question was asked, and it was a realization that mom didn't necessarily have, because she's dealing with 4 different ages of children, and each of them have their own level of understanding of things. And they don't have people in their family, people they know, who are blind. Not everybody does. Can this be reversed at the time of this filming? No. The part of me throughout this was like, I'm hoping by the time they get home, somebody's found a cure, or they've found a way to get around it, or how to change things. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not the case. That's a big spoiler, but no, everything just doesn't work out in the end. We do get some time after, a couple months after they get back from their trip, revisiting them. And so far, 6 months later, the kids are just kids. They're practicing for a life without sight. They're working on these things. Because as they get older, it will get progressively worse. It's not gonna. It doesn't just suddenly. But as mom explains it, if your line of sight is here, your peripheral vision is like this. As some of the kids explain, they don't know what they should know. For all they know, their field of vision should be just this, or less, or almost nothing. They don't know what some of us think we know. And so it's a really interesting take on a family's struggle and overcoming the situation they're in, even though they have time to cope with it. And the fantastic thing is that the way they cope with it is through travel, through understanding the world, to make a new friend in another country, to try new fruits, to drink a juice on a camel. The littlest one came up with that, and I was like, what? Why do you want to drink juice on top of a camel? Because I'm 5. And mom documents it in photographs and video. And who knows, maybe it won't fully happen. Maybe they won't fully lose their sight anytime soon. It's going to get progressively worse, but maybe it won't happen until late in their lives. It's unlikely, but the knowing your fate doesn't make it any easier. But it also gives you opportunity, and that's what they've taken hold of in this film. So it's definitely worth watching. Definitely worth just understanding. If you're a parent, understanding what it's like to deal with something like this. Maybe you're a parent who has a child with a debilitating disease, a disorder, a genetic disorder that just can't be cured with a few pills and some therapy or whatever. And sometimes there's things that happen to us all at once. Just yesterday's episode with Jeremy Renner and just talking about how they're just with the family and everything's perfectly fine. They're just having a great time. And then Jeremy is on the edge. It happens all at once, and you have to cope in that moment. For this, they're given time, which is a blessing and just this curse in a sense that it doesn't necessarily get better, but you can make it as best you can for as long as you can and well beyond what you think could be the end in some people with a more pessimistic attitude. So I love that the family was able to do this, that they had the means to do this. Not everybody does, especially in America. Because none of this would have been covered. Well, their trip wasn't covered, but you'll figure out how they were able to be able to do this, because they don't go into a whole lot of detail in the budget and how much it costs. And I'm sure National Geographic paid for a lot of this to happen in order to be able to document it, but still, I think it's a fantastic story, and I really wish these kids the best and the family the best. That something comes along that it will help improve their vision over time. We're never at a dead end when it comes to medicine, when we seek out science and facts and live in reality. So here's hoping the best for every single one of them, because these kids are adorable and they deserve the best in life, just like any other kid, no matter what is going on. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 14. Okay. Well, hey, I know what that one is already. Because we got a movie. I even joked about this. This is random, by the way. I do not choose that. That number comes up randomly. And, wow. Okay. Because I joked at the end of yesterday's episode when this one was picked that, we just missed it by one number. I even said the name. Well, I'm going to say it again now. We're watching Big, starring Tom Hanks. This is a movie, yes, I've seen many times. Long time ago. But it's been a long time since I've seen it. But yeah, that's what we're watching tomorrow. Big, starring Tom Hanks, is on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.